Bonjour à toutes et à tous et bienvenue dans un nouvel épisode du podcast Learn to French. Je m'appelle Eden et j'enseigne le français. Hello and welcome to another episode on the Learn to French podcast. If you are new here, my name is Eden and I teach French. Aujourd'hui, nous allons travailler sur le DELF B1. So today I would like us to focus on how to prepare for DELF B1, the DELF B1 exam in French. Of course, before I start, as usual, you can click on the link in the show notes and you'll be able to read everything. Don't forget to bookmark that page as well because the DELF exams are subject to change, so I can also update those pages. So are you ready for the DELF B1 exam? The DELF B1 test is based on the CEFR, Common European Framework of Reference for Languages, and there are 6 levels in total. So in this framework, you have from A1 to C2, which would be A1, beginner level, A2, elementary, B1, intermediate, B2, upper intermediate, C1, advanced, and C2, proficiency. So why should you take the DELF B1, or at least consider taking the DELF B1? Having a DELF B1 certification, so first of all, it's also a diploma, and it's extremely valuable for many reasons. For example, if you already live in a French-speaking country or work within a French company, it will help you understand and, of course, communicate better with the people around you and also your co-workers. If you're looking to apply for a French residency card, la carte de résident, if you already have a B1 certification, you will not need to worry about passing any kind of test, as an A2 level in French is required for a 10 years residency card. So that's one of the main reasons why you can take the DELF B1, but so far, having a B1 level in French will open many doors, career or study opportunities for you. And also, one good thing with the DELF is that you can pass this certification and you have it for life. So it's you can keep it with you and you don't need to renew anything. According to the Common European Framework, B1 learners will be able to understand and exchange in a discussion related to familiar things, so work, school, leisure. It also means that the learner is autonomous if they have to travel in a country or region where French is spoken. They should also be capable of recounting an event, presenting an idea, or developing explanations for a project, for example. Level B1 is actually the first level of independent user. So you can take the DELF B1 if you would like to certify that you have those communication skills that I'm also going to talk about today. So how do you prepare for DELF? Since DELF is a certification, there's a preparation behind it. And let's talk about the exam, because a good way to prepare for the DELF B1 is to see what the examination consists of. Just like every DELF exam, there are 4 parts. Oral comprehension, la compréhension orale, which is the listening part. Reading comprehension, la compréhension écrite, which is the reading part. Written production, donc la production écrite, which is the writing part, and oral production, la production orale, which is the speaking part. Each of these elements, just like every other DELF exam, is scored out of 25 points. So the 4 of them represent a total of 100 points. So listening, reading, writing, and speaking, each 25 points, and all of them, the total of them, should have 100 points. To pass the exam, you must score a total of at least 50 out of 100. However, if one of the 4 marks that you have, one of the 4 scores that you have, it can be in listening, reading, writing, or speaking, if you have a score below 5 out of 25 points, then you're automatically eliminated. This means that you cannot catch up with any other skill. So let's take a look into the details. So the listening part, la compréhension orale, consists of comprehension questionnaires to see if you can understand some documents that you hear, dealing with several short recordings about everyday life. So those documents, just like the DELF A1 and A2, will be played twice. The maximum duration of those recordings should be about 6 minutes. This listening comprehension part should last for about 25 minutes. The reading part, la compréhension écrite. This consists of answering comprehension questionnaires, once again, on several written documents. And usually you will need to identify useful information for a given task or analyze the content of a document of general interest. This part should last for 45 minutes. The writing part, l'expression écrite or la production écrite, is actually changing a lot from the DELF A1 and A2 because here you will need to express your personal attitude on a general theme. So basically, it can be an essay, a letter, or an article. So you will need to write a short piece here. So that's a big difference between the A2 and the B1 here. It's mostly the writing part where you are going to write a short piece. This should also last for 25 minutes. The speaking part, la production orale, is also in 3 parts. Now, here you will have, as usual, the guided conversation where you will introduce yourself, you will talk about what you like, don't like, etc. Basically introducing yourself to the examiner. So this should last for 2 to 3 minutes. The second part of this test is the interactive exercise, which is about 3 to 4 minutes. So this exercise is kind of a role play here. You will be given a topic and here your role is to be proactive to find some good arguments and sometimes even negotiate with the examiner. So you will each be playing a role and this is what we call l'exercice en interaction. And finally, the last part is l'expression d'un point de vue. So this is a monologue, actually. So you need to express a point of view based on a document. And this should last about 5 to 7 minutes. And it's a simple monologue that you are going to present to your examiner. So you will be given a topic and then a text or some questions, and then you need to construct a short monologue of approximately like 3 to 4 minutes maybe, and talk to your examiner. And the examiner, if you still have some time, they will be asking some questions. So these last 2 parts, so interactive exercise and your monologue, you will have 10 minutes to prepare for each. So you're going to have 10 minutes of preparation for exercise number two and 10 minutes for exercise number 3. The total duration of this speaking part, where you will be in front of the examiner, should last for about 15 minutes. That's not counting the preparation time. So for the DELF B1, the total duration of your test should last for about 1 hour and 55 minutes for the 4 parts. Of course, the total mark is out of 100 points, and you need at least 50 points to pass. Now, the different kinds of DELF B1 that you can encounter, because simply it depends on your goals. You have the DELF tout public, so this is for everybody, for adults above 18 years old, and this is the general DELF B1 exam. You also have the DELF junior for school-going teenagers aged 12 to 17, and also the DELF scolaire as well. You have the DELF Pro for people who want to work in France or in a French-speaking country. So this is more on the working environment, vocabulary and lexicon. So are there Any skills that you need to master before taking the DELF B1? Of course, there are. And I have listed them also in the article if you click in the link in the show notes. So basically, grammar-wise, you will need to master some important points here, such as passé composé using être and avoir, and the agreement of the past participle, l'accord du participe passé, either with the subject or with the direct object, COD. Now that's a point that you need to remember. You also need to learn the past perfect tense, which is what we call le plus que parfait, which is introduced in DELF B1. The indirect speech, so it can be present and past tense. You're going to start learning about sequence of tenses. Now, I like to introduce this concordance des temps, the sequence of tenses, end of A2. That way, learners don't get too intimidated. So the sequence of tenses, which we call la concordance des temps en français. You will need to learn a bit more about the subjunctive, le subjonctif présent or le subjonctif passé. We use it for possibilities or obligation. The passive and the active voice. La voix passive et la voix active en français. Le gérondif, of course, you will need to learn le gérondif. Also, double pronouns. So double pronouns and where to place them in the sentence as well. Possessive pronouns. Le mien, le tien, le sien, etc. But also demonstrative pronouns. Celui, celui-ci, celui-là, celle-ci, to use them properly in a sentence. You need to learn in French grammar for B1, prepositions and adverbs of time, of course, prepositions and adverbs of place, a bit more. You need to have more vocabulary here. Les connecteurs logiques, so logical connectors for your speech. D'abord, ensuite, because since you'll be starting some writing exercises like an essay or similar writing exercises, then you will need what we call les connecteurs logiques. So regarding vocabulary, you will need to focus on your daily life, transportation, travel, leisure, but a bit deeper than what you know now. Physical description as well, clothing, feelings, how to express also your own opinion, so you need the vocabulary for that. Meeting someone and asking them questions. Of course, once again, the level is a bit higher, so you'll need to learn new vocabulary for that. How to react during an accident or unplanned events, for example. The working environment vocabulary, so companies, jobs, how to talk to coworkers, the vocabulary at the workplace, for example. You will also start reading newspaper articles, simple articles that are related to daily life as well. Regarding communication skills, there are some skills that you need to learn. So describing a person, a place, an object, or a fact, it's basically very close to the DELF A2, but you will need to locate in time and locate in space, express your feelings and opinion here, positive or negative, talk about the past or the future, and most importantly, how to give arguments, so proving a point to someone. That's the biggest part of the DELF B1, is that you will need to know how to argue, comment argumenter. Now, of course, this is just an example of the grammar and vocabulary that you should learn. But I hope that this will guide you and help you know what to study exactly before the DELF B1 exam. Of course, I always encourage you to bookmark the page that I am linking, once again, as the DELF exams are subject to change and updates. If you would like to know more about the DELF exam, then you can go ahead and click on the link in the show notes and also take a look at my website, learntofrench.com. That's all for today. Je vous remercie d'être resté avec moi aujourd'hui et je vous dis à très bientôt pour un nouvel épisode sur Learn to French. Au revoir!